The snow fell thick and heavy, blanketing the small town of Evergreen in an eerie silence. Christmas Eve had arrived, and the townsfolk were bustling with last-minute preparations for the festive celebrations. But amidst the cheer, an old legend resurfaced, a tale whispered only in hushed tones around crackling fires. Generations ago, a bitter man named Klaus had lived in the very woods that bordered Evergreen. He despised Christmas and all its merriment. Legend had it that Klaus made a pact with a dark entity, cursing the town so that every 100 years on Christmas Eve, a sinister presence would rise to haunt the inhabitants. As the clock struck midnight, a bone-chilling wind swept through Evergreen. Lights flickered, and the town plunged into darkness. Panic spread like wildfire as strange occurrences began. Ornaments shattered on their own, and the sound of new carols echoed through the deserted streets. It was late at the edge of town. The Watkins family huddled together, trying to fend off the encroaching dread. But one by one, they vanished into the night, leaving behind only whispers in the wind. Their disappearance sent shivers down the spines of those who remained. In the heart of the woods, where Klaus had once lived, a figure emerged, a towering shadow between tattered bones. Its eyes glowed like hot coals, and its presence exceeded the others. Searching for those who dared defy the curse. Desperate to break the curse, a small group of brave souls ventured into the woods, guided by an ancient journal that spoke of the ritual to banish the malevolent force. With trembling hands, they assembled the necessary items, a silver bell, holly branches, and a vial of pure intentions. As the entity closed in on the remaining residents, the group enacted the ritual, chanting words of ancient power. The silver bell chimed, and the holly branches blazed with an otherworldly light. In a blinding flash, the entity let out a deafening shriek, dissolving into the winter air. The curse was broken, and Evergreen was once again bathed in the soft glow of dawn. The townsfolk emerged from hiding, shaken but alive. They shared grateful embraces, knowing they had narrowly escaped the fate that lingered in the shadows of their town's history. But as the first rays of sunlight pierced through the clouds, whispers carried on the breeze, a reminder that some legends, once awakened, never truly fade away. And so, the tale of Klaus and the Christmas curse remained etched in the memories of Evergreen, a chilling reminder to respect the magic of the season, or suffer the consequences. It was a bitter Christmas Eve, the kind that chills you to the bone, not just from the cold but from an inexplicable sense of foreboding in the air. The small town of Evergreen Hills was blanketed in snow, the twinkling lights on the houses doing little to dispel the eerie atmosphere that hung thickly around the streets. The Harrington family had just moved into their new home on the outskirts of town, a charming old house nestled among tall pine trees. Excitement mingled with apprehension as they unpacked boxes, eager to celebrate their first Christmas in their new abode. As night fell and the snowfall intensified, strange noises echoed through the house, a creaking on the stairs, faint whispers in the corridors. Mrs. Harrington dismissed them as the sounds of an old house settling, but her unease grew with each passing hour. Their son, Tim, claimed to have seen a shadowy figure lurking outside his window, a chilling presence that seemed to vanish whenever he blinked. His parents attributed it to an act of imagination, yet they couldn't shake off their own feelings of being watched. The power flickered, casting the house into darkness save for the glow of the Christmas tree lights. A sense of isolation settled upon them as they realized their phone lines were dead, the storm outside intensified, trapping them in their homes. They huddled together, trying to maintain some semblance of normalcy by exchanging gifts and singing carols. But their attempt at cheering footsteps upstairs, accompanied by a haunting melody that sent shivers down their spines. With trembling hands, Mr. Harrington armed himself with a flashlight, determined to investigate the source of the disturbance. As he climbed the creaky stairs, the music grew louder, a haunting tune that seemed to seep into his very bones. Upon reaching the top, he was met with a sight that froze his blood. A ghostly figure, clad in tattered robes and emanating an otherworldly glow, stood at the end of the hallway. Its hollow eyes bore into his soul, and a ghastly smile twisted its spectral features. Before he could react, the figure vanished, leaving a frigid gust of wind in its wake. Terrified, he rushed back downstairs, finding his family pale and trembling. It was Christmas Eve, and a heavy snowstorm had blanketed the small town of Python. The streets were deserted, the houses were torched, and lights stood silent against the cold, and the only sound that reached the city was the howling wind. While the fireplace crackled, casting dancing shadows on the walls. Suddenly, a power outage plunged the cabin into darkness. At first, the family laughed it off, attributing it to the storm. But as minutes turned into hours and the power remained out, unease settled among them. They decided to check the generator outside. John Henderson, the eldest son, bundled up and stepped into the biting cold to investigate. As he fumbled with the generator, he heard a faint sound echoing from the surrounding woods, a haunting melody that seemed to whisper his name. Shaken but determined, John hurried back inside, only to find the rest of the family staring at the window in horror. Red footprints, as if made by bare feet, trailed from the door and disappeared into the snow. Panic seized them. They barricaded the doors and windows, but strange noises echoed throughout the cabin, scratching at the walls, whispers that seemed to come from within. With each passing hour, the atmosphere grew more sinister. The once festive air turned suffocating, and the family members started to turn on each other, suspicion and fear taking hold. In the darkest hour of the night, they heard a knock at the door, a soft, rhythmic tapping that sent chills down their spines. Against their better judgment, they opened the door to find nothing but a single, blood-stained stocking hanging from the porch. The terror escalated when they realized one of them was missing. Frantic searches yielded no results, and a sense of dread settled upon them as they realized they were being hunted by something malevolent lurking in the snowy darkness.